Baruch Hashem, you're a bad Jew.
Shalom.
Welcome back to another episode of Bad Jew, the place where there is no such thing as a bad Jew. It's Wednesday, the 14th of February, everyone's most dreaded day in America. That is, if you're single. If you're not single, then it's not a very terrible day. It's Valentine's Day. And raise your hand if you're single. That would include me. And that means that we're all very curious and we're very interested to learn about love. So welcome to the Valentine's Day special. Is Valentine's Day a Jewish holiday? No, it's not, but you're still thinking about it, aren't you? And we're here talking about it. With me today is Rabbi Melinda. Rabbi, welcome to the podcast. How are you today?
Thank you. I'm great. I'm feeling loved up just for the invitation to divine with you today. And oh my goodness, so much to talk about in so little time.
I know. It's such a treat to have you here on the podcast, and I'm really excited to learn about you. But the first step to learning about you is the rite of entry onto the podcast that every single guest does, and that is the 4-minute Bad Jew challenge. Are you ready?
I'm ready. I was born ready.
Okay. Excellent. 4 minutes. Echad, shtayim, shalosh, yalla.
Yalla Habibi. Welcome. 4 minutes encapsulates a lot. First of all, I want to challenge you to thinking in terms of good and bad and the Yetzer Hara and the Yetzer Tov, and then we can really dance in the conversation that I had about my life. Because without that information, everything would be out the window. And by the way, Valentine's couples who have somebody don't necessarily have happiness in that. So I want to just do a little auto chat on the single people are also very happy to not be married, some of them anyways. All right. I'm a daughter, I'm a sister, I'm a mother, I'm a grandmother, I'm a friend, I'm a lover, I'm a stone collector, I'm a grave whisperer, I'm a water drinker. Let's see, I'm a soul healer, I'm a sacred sexual being, I'm a Shasina dancer, I'm a PhD like you, a practicing human being. I enjoy spending quality time with God, a lot of it. I love nature, family, and a select friends. But let's get back to what you want to hear. How did I get here? Oh my gosh. I would say the creation story, right? My parents made love and made Melinda. I'm a third child and things weren't very wild in the home. They were actually very normal. And I have 2 older brothers who were always picking on each other. And I always felt like a little left out, but I was being protected. Hello. Please and thank you, Dad and Mom. Let's see. Creation goes from what? Then we leave the home and we go somewhere else to learn what creation could possibly be. What was that for me? That was college. That was the disco. That was the 80s. That was a time when love was infused with drugs, sex, and rock and roll. I was forbidden to do that because my father was a nerve detective as I was growing up. So for me, that meant do not go there. What do you do when Adam and Eve were told not to eat the apple? They eat the apple. Or was it even an apple? That's another story. But for now, let's just say the apple was good and juicy. Get out of college, meet a guy on the dance floor, marry him. Marry him. Why? Because he's Jewish. Yay. And he has a mystical, spiritual, religious background that I didn't have because I was raised reform and boring. Is it 4 minutes? Because I can't
We
see
have 1
my
minute left.
timer.
You have 1 minute left.
In 1 minute, what can I say? My marriage ended when my marriage ended. It wasn't pretty. There was trauma and there was drama. There was lots of obstacles for me to go through afterwards. I used Kundalini yoga. I used every kind of healing that you can find in the book that I had already been using before. I found ways to love myself that nobody that I ever known has ever done before. And we're all unique in that story. So how did we get there and where are we going? That's our journey of redemption. That's why we're here. That's what we need to learn about V-Day.
Excellent. Well, Very great. That was one of the most creative 4-minute bad Jew challenges we've heard on the podcast. That was really fun. And for the listeners, if you want to hear more of Melinda's story and get more of the juicy details in her life, she is a very transparent and open person. You can learn about her story on her website, melindabernstein.com. There's a lot of really great information there. And also, she is a freelance rabbi that you can use to officiate your wedding. Definitely recommend her, melindabernstein.com. Check her out. So, Melinda, the episode today is about a pretty obvious topic, but I have to ask it with the right song. What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. And I just embarrassed myself and made sure that I was going to be single for another year because of that. Melinda, what is love?
Well, love is watching you sing and be shy about it. That was awesome. Yeah, there you go. Are you feeling it?
Yeah, I'm feeling it. It's Valentine's Day. How could I not?
Well, you're being acknowledged. And here we are. We've only known each other 2 days. Imagine how intimate we've already gotten in 2 days' time. I mean, that's a lot. I forgot the question. Oh, it's a show on love. You want to know what love is?
Yeah.
Here's some examples.
Okay.
When a person heals their wounds instead of spreading the pain, that's love. When you see the passion in another person's eyes when they talk about what they love, that's love in their eyes. When our realness in the world is when everyone's trying to be something they're not and they can be real, that's love. The way we treat each other as if we're friends forever and they don't really know each other, like you and I, that's love. The commitment to celebrate the parts of ourselves that we were taught to judge, that's love. And it's all beautiful. So we got to start somewhere. We got to be kind to ourselves. We got to be kind to others. It's an unkind world at times. We have to walk through life with a heart full of love, full of mistakes, and acknowledge them and bless them and nurture the energy on the other side. Like I said, the Yetzer Hara and the Yetzer Tov, that's the dance. That's the Shekhinah work that I learned for myself and to do. And it wasn't in orthodoxy. It wasn't in reform, and conservative just doesn't even liven me up. If I can feel something from the energy of my Jewish practice, then there's no such thing as a bad Jew.
No, there's never, that's the whole entire point of the show. There's no such thing as a bad Jew. But of course, going back to the topic of the show about, love, I think you said something really interesting. First of all, it felt like you were officiating my wedding, right? That could be an opening speech for sure. That was beautiful. But, like what happens if you want to see more out of your partner, or what does it mean when there's a roadblock that's preventing you from feeling love from your partner?
Okay. Well, I like to use the word road block because road map is the opposite of the roadblock. So when we do our work and we are in conflict, we have an opportunity to have a dialogue and learn about responsibilities in the relationship and see where we're falling short. And relationships get sticky over that, where sometimes one has to unconditionally pull the weight for the other when they're not able to. And when does that become too much is what we ask ourselves. So for me, it's like an energy thing. In this world of love, which is right here to ferret in my heart, in our hearts, and we have chesed and gevura on each side, is I'm giving too much. This is my right hand. My right side is going to be tired and wounding. And my left side is going to feel tight and probably stronger. And the energies are out of balance. So we have to discuss who is responsible and what and when and how can we balance that out. So you can't always have what you want in that, a split second. You have to say, can we make time to discuss this? And it's like a meeting. It's, sometimes marriage or love is like a business. You have to, it's a work, right? And it gets easier over time. Young love is different than the love that I'm going to encounter because of the work that I've done and the problems that I've solved. You have yet to find them and you're looking to avoid them. And frankly, it's really all about what your soul came in to learn with a love, with a beloved.
Yeah. Yeah. And I also imagine there's always got to be for me personally, I've always found that the timing of when I've been in a relationship has always had a different meaning behind it. Can you talk to, you know, the purpose of certain people being in your life and the timing of when they enter it and what that means?
Sure. I mean, there's a season like the young love. As an example, my first love's name was Yonatan. That means God has given. God gave me a good first love. Did you have a first love? Do you
I do.
remember that energy? What was
Yeah.
it like? Can you tap into that? That person was you in an innocent way.
Yeah.
And you have to experience and draw from that when you're in conflict with yourself, who you're meeting someone else and you're trying to work out these wrinkles or iron out the proverbial, blanket or whatever. Whatever it is that you're trying to work through is a part of what you have to go through at that phase in your life. And if you're on the same page, I just looked up and it was 12:12 when I said that.
Whoa.
If you're on the same page with the other, then you're going to be able to do that work and connect with them and be a conduit for God together. And if you're not, you go for guidance outside, individually. You do things. You find shamanic journeys or other workshops or it depends on who you are and what your needs are. When you're young, everyone's different.
Yeah.
I don't know you very well. It's been 48 hours, but I know you can sing. I know you do a great intro. I know. Well, you did sing. I didn't say very good, but I don't sing very good either.
I sing shower good. I sing karaoke at 11 o'clock on a Saturday good. That's my quality of singing. Although, boy, have the tables turned because I did organized singing in high school. My first love was the person I it was this beautiful Israeli girl named Vered, which means rose in Hebrew, and we dated. Still, my longest relationship today for 2 years, and we actually met in our chemistry class, ironically, but we also were in choir together, and because we were the couple of choir, we actually were paired up to sing and do a duet in front of everybody. So that's what that made me think of just now. I haven't thought about that in a long, long time. That was really great. You said an
See?
interesting phrase. Yeah, yeah. You used an interesting phrase I had never heard before. What does it mean to be a conduit of God?
Ah, well, Kabbalah, which is the mystical connection to our Jewish practices, is an energy based practice that is a conduit. So, like healer, heal thyself, Hippocrates with the medicine, and Kundalini with the energy up the spine, and Kabbalah, where it expands out beyond our spaces and our aura. And also, the conduit goes all the way to our ancestors who, we can tap into, or our spirit guides or our special angels that we all have our own special angel. And that particular one is devoted to us. And if we get to know them or how we get to know them and all the ways that we get to know, to get to know that conduit is the ways that is going to blow all the Yetzer Hara stories out of the aura, out of the
Mm,
deal, out of the conversation. Or it's going to, as I was expressing to someone yesterday who said, tell me more about that. How do I make love to my Yetzer Hara in every way possible? What does that mean? Am I having sex? No, it's just nourishing a connection. You're looking for a connection to God, and that's the conduit. Conduit, energetically speaking, is the work that we don't necessarily do consciously. It's in other levels of our soul that's happening. And as we learn to shed the layers of the product of the Yetzer Hara, or what we came into this life to learn, we get closer to that and we feel that and we know that. And that's when the conduit becomes stronger. And the connection to the person that you're falling in love with, or want to be in love with, or want to sing in the choir with, or the shower, wherever you want to be. That's the beauty of this work.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that is really beautiful to find that unique connection. And you've used a Hebrew phrase a few times here that I personally know, but I want to make sure the listeners know as well. The Yetzer Hara. If you go back to our goal setting episode, we talked a lot about that as well. And that is the idea of it's the evil inclination is what it translates to. So to add more context to that, to make love, you said to make love with the evil inclination. Can you elaborate on that a little bit?
Well, I don't use evil. I use the negative energy.
Okay.
Everything is like energy. It's a positive and a negative charge that we have, like a battery, or, the internet's going off and on, or I'm shaking my table here because I'm animated. There's movement. So the Yetzer Hara moves just like the Yetzer Tov, the good, the bad, the ugly, but it's the negative and positive energies.
I see. Okay. So it's in a lot of, so I get what you're saying. It's kind of like finding the balance that works for you between the positive and the negative energies. So that way you could be more present
Exactly.
with your partner and yourself.
Exactly. Like when you're a little kid and you have a boo-boo and it hurts, that's a hurt that you want to make love to. You want to put the fit, I can't get my arm. You have a cut. You want to, you know what I'm saying? So touch. Okay. You got to touch the places that hurt in ways, and you got to talk to it, and you got to, massage it. And
Right.
you gotta like waves of energy.
So what you
Jewish.
it almost, oh, sorry, everyone.
Go ahead. I was
I
going
was
to
going
say
to ask,
Jewish Reiki.
oh, cool. Cool. I was going to say, I was going to ask, totally threw me off there. I'm so sorry. I'm going to remove this. Don't worry.
Take
Oh,
a
but
deep breath. Look
yeah,
at me.
from what you described, it almost sounds like love is a very actionable item of care.
Yeah. That's one way to describe love.
Yeah.
I mean, I could read you the Wikipedia, definition, or the Hebrew definition of ahava. Do
What
we
is the
want to
Hebrew
hear
definition?
all that, or do we want a dialogue?
Well, actually, the Hebrew definition, I'm very curious. What is the Hebrew definition of love, of
Sure.
ahava?
Ahava. Ahava is a Hebrew word. It means love or affection. It's often used to express deep love, care towards someone or something. Okay. Each letter in it has some particular mystical meaning. Aleph, Hey, Bet. Aleph is the number 1. It's associated with unity. Hey is the number 5. It's like breath, spirit, and revelation. Bet number 2 is duality. You combine it and you have all these symbolic meanings. It's
I,
great.
I had never
It's like
heard
it
that
could
before.
take you
That's
in.
amazing.
Yeah. And in prayer, in traditional prayer, which I haven't done in a very, very long time, Ahava Rabbah is said before the Shema. The Shema is something that's, read 3 times a day by practicing traditional Jews. I wear it as a ring on my birth finger, my middle finger. It's my middle. Okay. It's my Shema. So I can hold it. I can kiss it. I can flick it. But that's just one little thing that I do for fun, because I need to have fun at my stage in life. And I think I always, as an old soul, always wanted to find fun, deep, wise, and fun meaning in life. And if I could do that like every day, all day, then I'm a happy camper. I'm in love. I'm in love wherever I am.
The beautiful,
And
beautiful.
that love rubs off.
Yeah. In your mind, what is the difference between love and romance?
Well, it's an expression. Romance is an expression of love. I don't know that, they fit together like A Baby in a Carriage, that song. You're too young for
Sure.
that song.
Okay. But do you always need romance to have love or vice versa?
Well, good love is romantic.
I
I
agree.
mean, there's a time, there's the Ecclesiastes, there's a season for everything. There's a moment for romance. And sometimes you have to schedule that into your busy lives and make a plan for it. Other times it's spontaneous, but romance can be had in the kitchen, making a meal with the music on and your hips swaying. Okay, not everybody has the sexual energy expression that people like me do. That comes from a healing place, not a hurt place. There's a lot of hurt out there when it comes to romance and sex and intimacy. So I want to be clear that you hear how it's coming through me now. That's funny. I want to be clear in my expression of what romance is and the boundaries. This is the gevurah. When we have the gevurah expressed, then the chesed is relaxed and it doesn't have to give so much. It's in balance. We're getting to ferret, moving up and down. It's energy. It's just the movement of energy. And romance can be had in all kinds of ways, in all kinds of places. And it's just tuning into it and understanding it, not just intellectually in your mind, but feeling it in your heart and then utilizing it in your body and your soul.
Yeah. That has a lot of meaning behind it. And I like that romance is a concept that's accessible everywhere. In my personal experience, one thing that has been very difficult is that there are moments where I definitely feel like I found the one. And then some reason that drastically changes very quickly. Why is that?
Well, usually within the first couple of months, you'll run into probably the what people call the deal breaker. Maybe nowadays it's quicker because, we're now woke or we are awakening, which is a good thing. But why is that? Because you're heading into a resisted place. You're contracting. It's like a birth. In birth, we contract and then we expand. So the contraction, the opposite side of the contraction is expansion, which means something else is expanding while your heart is contracting. And that expansion is, again, the negativity. It's a conversation that's trying to stop you. It's a lesson that you haven't turned into a gift yet.
I see. I see. So when you come across those roadblocks, as you said, which is the opposite of a roadmap, which you are very passionate about, it's time to have a conversation with yourself, is what you're saying.
And the other person, it could be a conversation with the whole family.
Sure.
Yeah, I didn't share that bad Jew story about how I wrote the roadmap, but really, I'll share it with you. The acronym, that's all. We take responsibility for our actions. If we do that, and when we do that, we can be more open to new changes. And what are those changes? We're not sure, some of us. We have to figure that out. We have to go explore. And by exploring, our awareness perks up. We get to
Hmm.
know ourselves deeper and better, right? You
Hmm.
following me? In
Yeah.
our awareness, we're like, yeah, I want more of that, baby. Give me some, bring it on.
I love that.
Screw that, whatever happened before. Screw that
Sure.
thing I didn't take responsibility for, right? Now I'm determined. I'm going to be disciplined. I'm going to discern. I'm going to be discerning. Yeah, we hope. Hello. Those are just some of the D's we want to talk about. There's a lot of other D's that don't fit into the good part of thing. We get something. That's the road. Now's the map. We're going to manifest or I'm back.
Yeah. Hey, you're cutting in
If
and out. Can the last thing I heard was you're talking about the D's that do fit in, the D's that don't fit in.
Yeah. So the D's that do fit in and the D's don't fit in. And then we're going to manifest something. We're going to either make magic or we're going to make, matzo ball soup, but it might not be what we want. Right. But then we go, okay, what's going on? I manifested something and I'm going to allow this possibility to happen because I'm not sure what it is yet. Now, if the possibility is the one that you're looking for, or the one that you want, or the one that's good, then you're on the right road. If not, you go back to first step. Take responsibility. That didn't work out so good. I got myself, I don't know, What are you trying to do? I got myself a second date. We got past the issue. She's not boring me anymore. So I'm going to, I'm going to go on a third date. And there's the possibility. A third date doesn't work out for her, but it works out for you and you want to try harder. Go back to taking responsibility. See if you can, taking responsibility could mean, looking at what she's saying to you more deeply. Think about what she said. Maybe you didn't hear her well because you're hearing with the ear that might have the Yetzer Hara talking to you.
Yeah.
So you have to say, thank you for sharing.
Hey.
I'm going to do something else today or, whatever.
Right. I think that's a really beautiful point. I think that speaks to a lot of the people out there that, have definitely thought they had it all figured out. And then the whole kingdom falls from underneath their feet and they kind of start from square one again. And I think I don't just speak for myself. I speak for a lot of listeners out there who are trying to find love, if not desperately trying to find love,
I know.
And
And if you spend your life looking for perfect, guess what? You're going to end up with nothing.
that's true.
Nothing is going to be perfect.
It's
A
true.
lot of people, even like myself, when were the times that I used to study and do the lists? Forget the list. The list is all about you.
Mhm.
It's all about you. What do you want in yourself? You want to see it in the mirror. You want to see it with your partner. And if you talk, here's a tip. My favorite tip of all. Come from the I when you're talking to someone. I tell this to my son. He's 34. We have a great relationship. He's not sure that he wants to be in a relationship because he thinks about the baggage that he came in with and he knows who his parents are. Okay. So we're now at a great place. We went to Sedona this past summer and a lot of forgiveness work happened and we're smiling and hugging better and he's there for me and it's beautiful. And he's, his first love is the skis, snowboarding.
Ah,
If he marries a girl, he might marry her down the slopes while they're going down. So, but the thing is that he'll be like, I know his chart. So I know his Kabbalistic chart and his love chart. And he's got a Taurus moon, which is pretty bullyish. So he'll come back at me and then I'll come back at him and I'll remind him, who are you talking to? Are you talking? I didn't make you feel that way. You made yourself feel that way by my actions. So we laugh and then we go on and it's great. But, he's dating and he's trying and my two nephews, one at least, in my family, we have a bet going on because I just declared that I'm going to have my share. I mean, I'm ready. Show up. I became my own bashar for so long, 18 years, 18
wow.
years now. That's a long time to carry, the weight of the world for a woman like me who's done so much for so many other people. I want to share it with someone.
It's beautiful.
And I want to rely on someone and care for and be cared for and nourished in the shamas, and expand the love out into the universe where others can become wiser and deeper and more fun and do what they're supposed to be doing with their soul mate and their soulmate, their bashert, their karma mate, their, roommate. There's all kinds of definitions to how that works, but we're talking about
Sure.
the bashert here, right?
Right.
The
Well, I think
bashert is a predestined marriage. That's something
correct.
that God signed off on. It's
I've never,
different than other things.
it's a beautiful, beautiful concept. And what you've put out there is really beautiful. And I wish you nothing but the bashir that you deserve this year. If you could leave a bracha to any of the listeners that were out there right now, what would you like to wish them? What would you like to grab?
May you be blessed with knowing that time is precious. Every moment counts. Step up for yourself so you can step up for others. Do the deed, do the mitzvah, feel the mitzvah, heal with the pain, and just put one foot in front of the other and allow that energy to go out and in, and just balance that. That's my blessing in an English spontaneous version for peace or V-Day, whatever you want to call it.
Rabbi Melinda, beautifully said. It's been a real treat to have you here on this podcast. Thank you for your blessing and thank you for your teaching here on the show. Really grateful to have you. And to the listeners, if you want to connect with Melinda Bernstein, go to her website, www.melindabernstein.com. Melinda, is there anything else you'd like to say before we send off?
I want to say thank you. Thank you for being genuine and sweet and kind and reaching out to me, genuine for your curiosity. And to all the viewers, I wish you shalom. Shalom, shalom. And ahava.
Amen. Amen. Thank you for listening to Bad Jew. We will see you next week.
Shalom.